All right, all right, all right. Hey. Hi, everybody. Oh, you can hardly see me there. Okay, let's see. Yes, that's a little better. Hey, listen, obviously, I'm not in my normal spot. We're actually in San Antonio and having the blessing and opportunity to hang out with our grandbabies over the last few days. And my light is not there. I am here. I'm going to keep talking until this light comes back. There we go. All right. Anyway, welcome to technology. We just keep showing up anyway. Please don't go away. Make sure you sit down, get a comfortable chair, grab yourself a notepad because our guest coming up. I mean, I just met him really for the first time a few minutes ago, and we chatted for a while. And he comes from a referral from a dear friend, and he's going to be here to just share his message of hope, prosperity, and achievements. So you want to make sure you're catching the notes. You want to make sure you're sharing this information. You're subscribing to it. And listen to me. Like always, we welcome you to the family of Conversations with Geoff. And we want you to understand that you are important. Your time is important. And guess what? I always say this, for those of you who don't know me, every time we bring somebody on, it's like, oh man, I'm glad you did, Geoff, because they really hit me in a certain way, gave me some things I can use right now, right? Gave you something that you can use to combat that stinking thinking that we talk about in this community. You know that stinking thinking, right? That one that says, oh man, I'm tired, I don't want to do it. I'll do it tomorrow, or I can't do it now, or I failed so many times, and why am I trying this again? You get to where I'm going with all this, right? We go on and on and on about that. And I put a quote in the comment section. I won't go to it for just a minute. And it talks about, because here's what we do, right? We want to give you some things that you can set aside and go back to later on, because we know you want to make a difference in your life. We know that you're tired of the same old, and we know that you're looking for a place to hang out, and you made the right decision to hang out with us, right? So here we go. Let me just share this quote with you. There is nothing more important to true growth than realizing that you are not the voice of the mind. You are the one that hears it. It's by Michael Singer. So, man, the one that hears, that means that, hey, if it comes out all funky and like it's thinking, you can hit the reset, baby. You can control that. You can come back, go back and replay that message to yourself and change the dialogue, change the energy, change the story. Look, I tell you every week, all the time, you need to get excited because what we're talking about, you've already done it many times in your life, right? I mean, you've faced some adversities and you've overcome them. You faced loss of a loved one, a relationship, a job, a life, but you keep showing back up. So, man, I'm telling you today, there's a message around our guest coming up, and it's really a cool message that I'm just going to highlight the fact that he's going to tell an experience in his life where it was named, created a book, and just some dynamite things are going to come from that. So please don't go away. Stay there, right? And oh, by the way, my name is Geoff Tyson, and I'm known as the Comeback King. And I got that name, man, just like many of you were overcoming adversity in all areas of my life, right? From that college grad to the corporate guy to leaving corporate America, finding that my life wasn't what I wanted it to be, and hitting the reset button. Oh, man, and taking journeys that I got to tell you, I'm so glad I did, because those are the messages that we share to you, right? And moving into real estate and now here hosting Conversations with Geoff, man, we got to get excited because we have the ability to change how our life goes by the conversation we have with ourselves. So I always leave these few words and we'll get on to our guest. But, our mission really is simple, and it is, one, help you become aware of the messaging that you're giving yourself on a daily basis, on a regular basis. Yeah, that's you. One that's out there pulling yourself down, all chatter in your head, becoming aware of it, right? Hitting the pause button. That's going to take some work, right? You hit the pause button, don't say it again, and think about the next thing you're going to say and say something different. And you practice that day in and day out. And I tell you, you're going to find yourself, all of a sudden, your energy is going to be higher. You're going to find yourself all of a sudden being willing to step into some things that scare you, right? Because no fear, no success, baby. I'm just saying, hey, do something every day that scares you. That's a model my wife and I share, right? So anyway, let me just move on to the bio with our guest. And thank everybody again for showing up today. And I'm trying to keep my light on, but hey, Karl has a good light, so we'll work with that. All right, so let me just go through his bio really quickly. And today I have the pleasure of speaking with Karl, known as K. Karl is a 40-plus year serial entrepreneur, self-help, and motivational trainer. 40-plus years, baby. He is the author of 3 books currently, with more in the pipeline. Karl considers himself to be a career learner and believes in continued and never-ending improvement. I love that. Can I? Yep, that's what we call it. Having had many successes and failures in multi-level marketing, network marketing, man, what ways to build character, what ways to just get self-developed. Real estate investing and traditional businesses in almost 62 years here on earth. Karl lives by the mantra, never give up, baby. I love it. Never give up. Come back, king. Never give up. Oh, man. All right, where was I? All right, so he is the owner of a yacht electronics installation company, as well as working in the internet and social media marketing place. Several programs, training that he is making available to his friends and followers. Karl's most recent projects, participant as co-author of the 19th publication of the Change Book, a complete revision and updated version of website running for lifestyle, and the goal setting simplified course and workbook. Hey, everybody needs that. Simplified goals, right? I mean, it gets so complicated a lot of times, so make sure you're going to go back and get this thing, right? All right, so hey, there's some other things on here. He launched a solar solution specialty. He's also creating an income generating program around the solar business. Hey, solar is big. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to conversation with Geoff, my new friend and my next guest, Karl Fryburg. What's up, Karl?
Good afternoon, Geoff. Nice to see you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coming to you live from what they call the pilot house, which is where you drive the yacht of a 70-foot custom. It's what's called a shadow boat, because this boat hauls all the toys for the big boat. The wave runners and jet skis and golf equipment and this giant inflatable slides and the big tender that takes everybody around. So the boat follows the big boat and brings all the toys. And
gotcha. You showed a picture of it, man. It's pretty nice. I got to tell you, I was like, man, I wish I could be sitting there. We could be chatting on the yacht together.
Yeah. In the, hey, you know what? Here we go.
There we go. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So, it's funny. It's something that triggered me right off the bat with your intro and your chat about, challenges and giving up and all the things. They're just to finish this part of it. The reason why I'm sitting here is because we lost our internet at home today. Yeah. And I'm in a panic, and I'm on the phone with his support team on the keyboards. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be here somehow, some way. So about an hour ago, when it still wasn't fixed, I ran out of the house to the local Dunkin' Donuts to rent their conference room. And sure enough, somebody was getting ready to move in there and take it for the hour. So I called up one of the yachts I work on, and I said, "How's your internet? Great. Can I come sit in your pilot house and do my show?" And here we are.
Well, we're so glad that you have that. You said it, never stop mentality, baby. Take it. There's no excuse necessary, right? Find a way to get it done, and those are things, man, that we value. And have guests on here. So tell us, you got on the yacht now. You got all situated. We don't have as much time as I'd like. So I really want to get to something we talked about, and we'll give you an opportunity to tell a little bit more about yourself. But I want to make sure that we get into the a limp for a limp. And
you got it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
Yeah, you're breaking up on me just a little bit, but I think I got where you're coming from. So, okay. In the honor of the idea of the comeback, which is one of the reasons that connected the two of us initially anyway, I'm going to give you a great brief overview of my story going back about 4 years. And that would be my first book, which is called A Limb for a Limb, the 100-year-old oak tree that changed my life. And as you can see, it's not a big read, but it's a very interesting read. You can reach out to me through Facebook or through any methods of contact. I can put you in touch with how to get that book. So let's just go backwards 4 years to September of 2019. Dear friend of mine struggling with a large oak branch on one of his trees, and I came over and elected to help him cut it down. And of course, being in South Florida, I have chopped hundreds and thousands of hours of trees down from hurricanes and everything else. So certainly wasn't new to me. I was using a pole saw. I was probably 8 feet away from the tree and 6 feet behind the tree when this branch hit the ground. It bounced backwards and took my big toe right off in the blink of an eye, right before my very eyes. So, yeah. So let me tell you a little something about owning your own business and entrepreneurship. That also means that income went to zero in the blink of an eye.
Yes.
So here I am in the hospital making a tough decision to have them remove it completely because it was so far gone. There was no point in trying to save it. Two operations, and 4 months later, I'm getting to the point where I can get myself back and forth on the yachts again. Let's just call that the second week of January of 2020.
Wow.
Does anybody know what happened the second week of January of 2020? I'll give you a little hint. COVID. Shut the country down.
Yeah.
Shut down the yacht industry like almost completely. So now here I am. Just literally worked, I think, 15 hours or 20 hours over 2 weeks, and now I'm off again for another 3-4 months. Another great thing about entrepreneurship, no unemployment benefits. You can't file for unemployment when you're a corporation. They don't do that. So let's backtrack a little bit and talk about my 4 months going through my healing, the pain, the suffering. I pretty much lived on a couch in the living room and slept on a mattress on the living room floor because it was even too much to go get to the bed. We have a pretty good sized king size bed. It sits up off the floor, and I've never fallen out of it. But of course I was afraid I would while I was in this condition. So I slept on the floor. My wife, thank God, works full time at home. She does medical coding and typing. So she's a full-time home employee.
Okay.
She was there as my caretaker. The love of my life, 34 years together.
Nice.
So I set myself up with my laptop on the couch on a TV tray. And the first thing I did every morning was I found a motivational video. I found something to watch to help to bring me up, because I was probably in one of the lowest places that I had been in a long time. I think anybody out here can kind of tell I'm a very up person.
Yes.
You know, it takes a lot to drag me into the ditches, and this was just one of the biggest challenges I think I've ever faced in my entire adult life. Playing the whole the first thing I did was get us 3 or 4 credit cards with 0 interest for 12 months because I knew we were going to be buying groceries and cash advancing to pay for stuff. I mean, it was just the way it was. So, with all that struggle, there's a great website out there, a company called Avaya, and they have pretty much a video or a training for just about anything that you could ever be challenged with or suffer with. So this was my morning motivation, was to watch something to lift me up. And then, of course, the rest of the day was, what am I going to do so that this never happens to me again? Meaning it was a real eye opener. We touched a little bit on network marketing and multi-level marketing. The beautiful thing about those companies is that you create a residual income stream that pays you on a regular basis. Now, of course, as with all multi-level companies, the moment you stop doing the work, the whole thing falls apart right below you. If it doesn't, if it either falls apart underneath of you and makes you quit, or you quit and it falls apart, one or the other. I'm not poo-pooing multi-level marketing at all. I'm a firm believer. I'm still in one.
Yes. Yes.
So now I'm looking at online stores. I'm looking at all these different things, and I find this book writing course. And I had written a couple of little things. I write well, so I'd written a couple of little things. I'm like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. So I started writing my story. And something that I can tell you for anybody out there who's gone through, is going through, or is about to go through something that's really challenging and life-changing. One of the best things I ever did for myself was to write this book. I mean, it's just a little over 5,000 words. Gets the point across. It explains everything in detail. But the interesting thing about writing is you write, and then you read, and then you write, and then you read, and then you write, and then you read, and then you read and read and read and read. So by the time I actually sent the book in for publishing, I had probably read my story about myself, I don't know, 50 times.
Wow.
And it was very healing, extremely healing.
So about the healing piece of it, can you share when you were writing the book, when you started to realize that, man, this thing is I'm getting this gift of healing from the book? I mean, at what point, Karl, did you start to really say, man, because that's I don't know if you went into it expecting that healing part of it, or it just happened along the way. Can you remember how it was for you?
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. It was, the body has to heal. The body has to heal before the mind can heal. And
Yes.
Just in my own way of thinking or my own opinion, if your body's a mess, everything else is going to be a mess. And that's, one of the things you'll hear this over and over and over from just about any speaker, any trainer, any coach, anybody. If, this is very important, but this is very important as well. You've got to have both working in symmetry. So the pain that I went through for 4 months was not easy to heal.
Yeah.
So as the pain subsided, then the healing of the writing and everything really began to take effect. And you want to talk about challenging yourself. I mean, again, my wife and I, we're blessed to have a wonderful relationship and marriage and love and friendship.
Yeah, nice.
But this is one of those things that can just destroy what is a beautiful situation. I think many people realized this as a result of the quarantine when everything got shut down, because now all of a sudden you and your significant other, whatever that is, you're now 24/7 with each other. Well, we'd already had 4 months of practice. Yeah, we already had 4 months of practice prior to COVID. So, and we were doing okay, all things considered, because I mean, I was, obviously I'm complete breakdowns. What have I done? I've destroyed my life. Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And this is what you go through. And that's why, again, having a library or an arsenal or whatever phraseology you want to use for it of stuff that helps this is it's priceless, and it's a necessity. You've got to be able to go reference something to get the answers that you're seeking. And one of the beautiful things with the internet and what's out there nowadays is you can find the answers to your challenges. And the other thing, of course, is share it with others. Do not go it alone. We just a dear associate of the two of ours that we were talking about earlier just had a situation like that in her family, where somebody decided that it was too much for them, and they left this life with no nothing, no cry for help, no anything, and it's it's just a horrible thing. And so if there's anything that you could take away from my ramblings today, is one thing is never go it alone. There's always going to be, I don't have any friends, nobody likes me, blah blah blah. People will come to you if you reach out, and I think it's really key. And I think it was a big part of myself because I had that support behind me as well of family, friends, Facebook, people, etc. So.
Yeah. I love that, man. And but oftentimes, Carl, this is what I've found in that space of help. A lot of people are uncomfortable asking for help. That they just pride gets in the way. Oftentimes, pride, ego, all those things, and man, but what can you say about people that really need? Because you don't seem to have any problem asking for help, showing up. But for those that are struggling, what can you say about something they can maybe pick up here today and get better at it? Because you better ask for it, because if you need it, you better ask for it.
Yeah, well, that's a real tricky one because again, it has to do with you. Something I just heard. Let me see if I can bring this one to the frontal lobe here real quick. And if you're taking notes, or if not, lean in, because the comeback is always stronger than the setback.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And you have to first know and understand that. And if it's universe, if it's spirit, if it's God, if it's multiple gods, whatever your higher picture, higher power is, you've got to know that you can get through it. Whatever's been passed to you or handed to you or dealt to you or whatever you want to call it is typically something that can be overcome, repaired, fixed, etc.
Yeah.
We're not automobiles. We can't just take ourselves to the mechanic, but there are mechanics out there that work in mysterious ways that can help. And again, if your biggest challenge is that you can't bring yourself to look for that help or ask for that help, then that's your first hurdle that you need to get over. That's the first thing you need to conquer, because cancer is a horrible word, but cancer can just be a mental thing. It can be a poison, something that gets inside of you that eats you alive, that doesn't necessarily have to be. It would have been so easy at 8:30 this morning to send your support group an email and said, "Oh, my internet's not working. We'll have to reschedule." No, I jumped through fiery hoops to make sure, because that's the other thing I live by, and lean in and get your pencil out. Speak of what you will do, and I will listen. Do what you speak of, and I will believe.
Yeah. Wow, I love that.
And that means you don't tell somebody you're going to come help them move a refrigerator at 7:00 on a Tuesday night and then don't show up.
Yeah.
There's many 7:00 Tuesday nights I'm walking out the door and my wife's like, "Well, do you really have to go do that tonight?" It's like, "Yes." "Well, why?" "Because I said I would."
That's right.
And that goes, that's integrity. That's those kind of things. But
I love that.
There's a lot out there where you can help yourself anonymously. If it's a question of, I can't reach out to Geoff because we're friends and everything, but I don't know if I want him to know what's going on with me. That's one thing, but there's so much out there that you can resource and research that'll get you. Even you can start with, how do I tell somebody about my problems?
Yeah.
I almost guarantee you, if you Google, how do I tell somebody about my problems, you'll be able to read for the next 3 weeks.
It'll give you more than you can ever imagine in terms of suggestions. I like that.
Yeah. So I know we've only got about 2.5 hours left, so I want to kind of step this up a little bit.
You be here by yourself, man.
Yeah. Just to kind of wrap my story that kind of ended with the beginning of COVID, and obviously got through COVID. Climbing towers on sport fishing boats is still a challenge.
Yeah.
There's a bit of stretch that happens when your arch is in the middle of a little tiny bar about this big, and it still hurts. I mean, the where the toe used to be will hurt till the end of time. It's always going to hurt. But I got back up on that horse. I came back. I jumped back in full boat from what I'm doing, and I continue to go and grow at it. And as a result of the book, 2 more books spun out of that one, which is the Goal Setting Simplified we touched on briefly, which again, Karl Fryburg, the way it's spelled, you can actually go to karlfryburgcourses.com if you're interested in the book, or you can Google just Karl Fryburg and you'll find him on Amazon. But yeah, I actually turned it into a training, and I built a course around it for goal setting simplified. Yeah. And then the next one is going to be goal setting mastery simplified.
Yeah.
Because until you get the basics down and you develop the habit and learn the process, everybody talks about, I got goals. Yeah. Where's your notebook? Oh no, they're all up in here. It's like, and that new car you've been saving up for 4 years for still you don't have, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, I want a car this year. So in 6 months, I have to be at this point. In 9 months, I have to be at this point. In 12 months, I have to be at the dealership.
Yeah, that's right.
And, if you don't hit the goal, you reset the goal. It's not, nobody's going to like condemn, criticize, or complain. You did everything you could. As long as you did everything you could do, reset the goal.
Yeah.
I reset the goal to publish the book twice because I got to a point with it. I started reading it. I'm like, this is just not enough yet. I need more. And so, that's and then that turned into another convention that I went to, that I met the people that produced the Change book, which is the most recent publication. So three books done. I'm going to do credit creativity simplified because I believe I can speak on playing the credit card game because I'm still playing it.
People need help in that space.
I'm sorry?
People need help in that space for sure. How to understand the credit card game and all the other things. I just want to look at the chat. Johnny Reagan saying, hey, Karl does jump through hoops. He is unstoppable. And Isaac is saying, have to ask for help, man. So they're all agreeing with you. Appreciate you fellas showing up today and supporting us through this session here. And so, Karl, I want to back you up for a second. And it kind of goes all the way back to COVID, because you said something that's really important. I think people are still struggling with. Was that, and you can go back and do the research. I mean, during COVID, unfortunately, the divorces got higher, domestic abuse was higher. I mean, there was some negative impacts around people coming together, and you and your wife made it through. So what would be one thing that you could say that was important for you guys to kind of get through that other side?
Communication. Communication, honesty, and love. We love each other. We really have a wonderful relationship. It's interesting. We are completely yin and yang. I'm the one that's got to go to the webinars, to the seminars, join the groups, be the first guy in the front of the line. And she's the one that sits in the back of the room and says, don't you dare drag me up there and introduce me to that person. So, the old opposites attract thing is, definitely has some validity. And it's just patience and understanding that really goes into all relationships, whether it's a friendship, a love. There's got to be give and take on both sides. Yeah,
no, I like that. And the whole part about conversations with Geoff really is creating a level of communication where people can come in and take away some things that they can use right away to continue to communicate, that can continue to expose themselves and ask for help. Karl, so I like that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes, sir.
And I know that would kind of may have put you on the spot, but you did real good with it, man. I appreciate that. So as we kind of get to the very end, what is it that you can leave us with today, Karl, that has been on your heart that maybe we haven't touched on yet? What is it that we want Karl to bring in our ear today as we go away from this conversation?
Well, it's just interesting that we started with never give up. Again, life can either happen to you or it can happen for you. And most of us out there in this space are out there making life happen for us. You know, the condemn, criticize, complain has been spoken on stages of the world for 40 years. Do your best to just eliminate it. And I'm not going to go into anything about news or politics or any of those kind of things, but don't pay attention to it. There, I said it. I'm done with that. You know, it's about find what gives you joy, what gives you love, and live in that love and live in this moment right now, because what happened to me this morning to get me in front of this camera has already happened.
Yeah.
It all worked out, but
you did. Yeah, man.
Not most people, but there are people that would go on, and for the next 3 weeks, you're going, oh my God, you wouldn't believe what I had to do, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, only Superman can fly around the world and make time go backwards. You know, once we figure out how to bend the space-time continuum, then we can worry about all that crap that happened in the past. But just, you know, brush it off. One of my favorite phrases, grease off a goose. You know? And the other one is with the goose is the swan. I mean, I'm sure people can picture the big white swan in the pond.
Yes.
Floating around so wonderfully and majestically.
Yes.
But if you go under the surface, that swan is going like this.
Yeah, man, they're like shuffling it.
Because if it doesn't kick for, excuse me, I messed my hair up. If it doesn't kick and scream, it's going to lose its battle. It's going to go down. So, you know, be the swan. Don't let the people, you know, don't let the people know that the treadmill is going 110 miles an hour underneath of you, because sometimes it has to get to that next step.
Man, I love that. I love that. And so, hey, listen, Karl, we really appreciate this conversation with you today. Man, it's been a blast. And you mentioned how people can get a hold of you already, I believe. So, man, I want to thank you for dropping the nuggets that you did today and showing up, proving that you can still get what you need to get done. Little adversity does never stands in the way of progress, and so many other things that you said. But I want to say, let's live in the love, and that's a Karlism today. So, man, I appreciate you so much, and for enduring me going black and green on the screen, still showing up today. Thank you. Look forward to another conversation.
You betcha.
All right.
It's been an honor and a pleasure. I look forward to our future.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, man. Well, what a genuinely just kind, spiritual guy that just really showed up today in spite of, could have made a bunch of excuses, but he didn't. And we're so glad that he showed up today and dropped some powerful nuggets, right? Oh, man, about figuring out what you can do every day, find something that motivates you, that kind of gets that stinking thinking quieting that voice, right? Something that motivates you, that you can use every day throughout the day, right? And then oh man, just come back always. He just talks about a lot of stuff. And so I encourage you all, share this message today. Go back and listen to it again. Reach out to him and grab the books. You know, I'm going to do the same on that. A limb for a limb. You know, chopped his toe off, man. And the big toe, I don't know if you ever know this, but the big toe, injury with a big toe is painful, let alone get it chopped off, right? And then COVID, I mean, just all about stepping into the next thing, right? So I encourage you all to remember what I said at the beginning. There's nothing more important to the truth, right? There's just nothing, and let me get that down. There's nothing more important to the truth, growth, and realizing that you are not the voice of the mind. You are the one that hears it. Like Karl said, find something that you can replace that chatter in your brain with, and know that the setback is really just setting you up for a setup, right? And he's true and it's powerful when he talks about, man, the setback is the key, baby, right? Thank you, Johnny. We appreciate you showing up, man. And as I wrap this thing up, please go back and listen, share this information, subscribe to the community, Look at, if you're looking to be a part of something we offer, you're invited into our Facebook group, Stronger Together, where we're building that platform. It's just an extension of Conversations with Geoff. And I'm going to go because my picture just keeps going back and forth. Subscribe to this channel, share this information, do something kind to somebody today. And as we always say, and I didn't say it, it's not I can, it's I can. It's not maybe, it's I will. It's I think about it, it's I must. Nothing will stop me from reaching our destiny. Let's not be denied. All right. Go be great. Appreciate everybody. Have a fantastic day. Thanks again, my friend Karl.